Tag Show.
The Mix Tag Show.
With Jenna and Blue.
Damn.
Now, here's your host, Jenna and Blue Magic.
I couldn't hear what you said.
What's up?
What's going on?
You're listening and watching the Mixed Tag Show with Jenna and
Blue.
Remember when I couldn't get that? I just thought about that. Like, I could never get that name right for a good couple of episodes.
Yeah, you're doing better.
Yeah, well, we've been here for quite a few weeks, so I figure it's about time I get our
A
name
few
right.
weeks. This is episode 22.
22.
My favorite number. My lucky number.
You said our favorite number?
I said my favorite number.
Why is it that your favorite number?
It always does well for me. Even when I was playing basketball in school, I was like my jersey number.
Yeah.
And then my 22nd birthday.
Yeah.
Right? Me and my friends, quick story. Me and my friend decided.
Yeah, because we don't have that much time.
Anyway, me and my friend decided to go to AC because 22nd birthday, my favorite number, my lucky number, whatever case may be. We go down there and we get to the hotel and they upgraded our rooms. It's like, it's your birthday? Cool, we upgraded your room. Great. What's the room number? 2222. My boy looked at me like, did you do this? I'm like, no, she just upgraded it in front of us. She's like, what happened? I'm like, my favorite number is 22 and I just turned 22. It's like, oh, congratulations. Next day, we went clubbing that night, 40-40.
There's more.
It's not that much.
Okay.
And we went on there. We went down there in the budget. I had like $75 in my name. I'm like, all right, $25 for gas. We could get back. I'm gonna go ahead and do this 50 in the casino. Went to go play the 50. I flipped the 50 to $550
What?
at 21 blackjack.
What's up? Let's go gambling so you can win us some money because we need it.
What?
With
like everything was on my way. People next to me was like, I'm just gonna do whatever he does.
That's it. See?
Like,
So maybe we should go to some casino so you can win us some money.
sure, I'm pretty good at 21.
Or you lovely listeners and watchers can actually go to the WWE shop. We have our link that will be posted on our YouTube page
Yep.
or on our social media. Help us out because we need the coins, the ching ching,
Yeah.
that cheddar, that
Especially with
that feta, that Arab money, that sticky. No, that's not.
what are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm trying to relate to the kids today.
Good luck with that one. Especially if you have like LA. I don't know if you're doing LA. Chicago. I know you're not doing Chicago. Yeah.
I am doing Evolution though.
Yeah, well, I am too.
So yeah, we gotta get those coins, yo. Anyway, yeah, but on the WWE shop, they have a couple of shirts that released this week. How did you see the new Boston Hug shirt?
That shirt is so whack.
No, it's not.
No, it's not whack, but you know, that was Sasha's quote. She was like, "Can we sell out of this once we get better shirts?" I was like, "Oh wow."
Well, everyone was kind of giving it flack. I don't know. I kind of like it because you know, Sasha.
Finally a Boston Hug Connection shirt.
Can we wear it?
Friends forever. No, we're not doing this again. This is by accident.
So we're matching. Me and Blue got into a little bit because he didn't want to match with me, so I took offense to that. This was by chance. I said, one of these days it's going to happen. He said, no, it's not. No, it's not.
And then one day I don't bring a backup shirt.
But I gave him a hint. I said, he asked me, what are you going to wear? I ignored it. Then he asked again. And I said, I'll give you a hint. I haven't worn it in a while.
You've never worn that shirt.
I haven't, but I haven't worn a Sasha shirt in a while. So.
And you say you didn't have this shirt.
I never told you. You saw we got the shirt. I told you we have doubles of the shirt.
No. Last time I wore a shirt, I didn't want to match you. I was like, I was going to wear the Sasha shirt, but I was afraid that you had it. He's like, no, I don't have that Sasha shirt.
I have
I was like, oh, okay.
I have every
So you
single
lied to
Sasha
me.
shirt. I must have misheard what you said because I have every single Sasha Banks
So I was
shirt.
like, I was going to wear the Sasha one, but it's green and whatever. He's like, oh, I don't have that shirt. I'm like, okay.
I really don't think that's what was said. I must have misheard what you said.
Okay.
Anyway, how was your week?
It was okay. I feel like something happened, but I forgot. So it was okay. You?
You hung out with your buddies, right? Friend?
Oh, yeah. One of my friends got a promotion.
Shout out to your friend.
Shout out to Lou. Lou got his promotion finally after putting in that work.
Is Lou's that fellow that helped us out with the skit, right? Or no?
No.
Oh. Sorry, Lou.
Yeah. No, Lou came to the
Oh,
live podcast.
no. I know who Lou is. Breaking Lou.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Lou. He's so nice.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a nice little debate when we were talking about
Deshaun.
Yes, he hit me up and we kind of went back and forth, but then he understood my point and then we kind of agreed that maybe like Eddie Guerrero could possibly be the greatest of all time if he had more of a...
Yeah, he had the potential to be. Yeah, he definitely did. That's why he's one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, I feel like his time got cut so short.
Yeah, I've learned to appreciate Eddie. Not that I didn't like him before, but just for the simple fact that I wasn't watching WCW, right? When I started watching WWF, it was during the Attitude Era. He still wasn't there yet. Then when he came on, he was just in the mid-card.
Yeah.
And though he was putting on great matches with, like, the likes of Chris Benoit, and Jericho and all these people.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to see him when he was a main eventer.
Okay, that's when you took your break.
Exactly.
Oh, you missed a great time.
I did, but you get to go back and then you get to see like, damn.
Dang, I'm going away this weekend. I was gonna say, what you doing this weekend? But,
I was gonna ask you that if you wanted to hang out this weekend, but
of course you would. The weekend I'm not here.
Yeah, well, it's your fault, buddy.
No, it's not. This is planned.
This Saturday. This Saturday, I'm doing the Big Four.
Yeah, you are
for the Jobber Tears podcast.
Yep, shout out to them. Jinx. Can't talk for 2 minutes.
But we're wearing the same shirt.
Oh, why y'all bring that up again?
But, yeah, ask me how my week went.
How was your week?
I had jury duty.
How was it?
I literally sat there all day.
Mm-hmm.
Did nothing. I didn't get called, anything like that. I actually was watching the WWE Network. The Wi-Fi was a little spotty, so I couldn't actually... I was watching the match. It was like at least 10, 15 minutes of a match, which seconds, not minutes, would show, and then it would cut. And then it just was useless. But, yeah, I got dismissed. I didn't have to do a case, so.
Shout out to you then.
Right? That was lit.
Oh, why is not working? Let's try that again. Nope.
All right, so we don't have a soundboard this week.
One more time. No.
So anyway.
What happened?
Wait, I just realized I'm still wearing my shades.
Because you're Hollywood.
That's true. But, yeah, that was my week. Want to get into the draft?
Wait. You also have to talk about the giveaway that we have for the Sasha Banks shirt.
Oh, I was going to get to it. Was that a...
Shout out to Matt.
Shout out to Matt.
He fixed it.
There you go. Was that what that was about?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
plus we have, the matching shirt thing, and then it's a Sasha shirt.
Well, yeah. Actually, good for you.
That's why I wore it today, because, it's the giveaway. And
I just wore it because she's my favorite wrestler, and I haven't worn a Sasha shirt in a while, so. But okay, good job. That's smart. Sometimes you're smart.
Always.
Anyway, yes, we do have a Sasha Banks giveaway shirt.
Yep.
This lovely men's shirt from the WWE shop.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Very soft.
Right? Someone told me, one of my friends was like, that's a nice shirt, right? Because, you don't think, it's a wrestling shirt. It's just a shirt. And, I paired it well together per usual. So.
I did, too. Got some camouflage on.
You did. You got the hat. Told you the hat.
Again. Like,
what is that? The 100?
The hundreds.
The hundreds.
Yeah.
I know my stuff.
Yeah.
I know my streetwear. Dogs.
Okay.
Anyway, so we have a giveaway. We're trying to reach 500 followers on Instagram. We're at, 423?
I think it's like 427 now.
Yeah, it'll probably drop tomorrow, so.
Yeah, some of these people follow us and unfollow us. But if you haven't already, at the Mixed Tag Show, tag 3 of your friends.
4.
Tag 4 of your friends.
Like the post.
Like the post.
And follow us. That's it.
You get a chance to win a free t-shirt.
Once we hit 500.
Pick a winner.
There you go.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So we're going to update the draft. Oh, you didn't even do the thing.
Because you didn't give it to me to do the thing.
I need you to be on top of it. There you go. So as you're doing that, I will discuss that our SummerSlam, our season is coming to an end after SummerSlam, right?
Yep.
So that means we are starting our draft, the second season, and we're opening up to other listeners and users. Listeners and watchers. So after this show, we'll put a post. That's what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I did bad.
Bad is not the word. Oh my God. This is the end of the end of it. This is the stop of your the comeback season.
You don't think SummerSlam I'm gonna do big? I feel like SummerSlam is my time.
You would need a miracle, a miracle and a prayer to catch up after this. What that just happened to you this past week?
Yeah. You know what it is, and I didn't even have a lot of losses. It was just a lot of people didn't show up. Damn. How'd you get 178?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's my season is over, guys. So with that said, the Queen's Court, aka my stable, had a total of 8 points this week.
8 points.
Ocho.
At least you got a field goal. A field goal, a touchdown.
A field goal, then yeah. Yeah. So I have a total of 2,499 points. Blue Magic Club had a total of 178 points.
278 in 1 week.
No, 178. Sir.
178.
Relax.
That's still major.
It is, but relax.
Is that the most in 1 week out of all the weeks for either one of us?
No.
Oh.
No, that's not even by far. It's not even.
It's not even close. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
No, let me look. Hold on. Yeah, you kind of did. You killed that a couple of times. Anyway, but yeah, so it looks like my season is coming to an end. Well, both ours, but it looks like I'm going to be the loser.
I'm going to have your shirt ready.
Don't want to wear it. But, yeah, so definitely we're going to post it, right, tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll post it tomorrow. We're going to pick out 6 of our listeners or watchers.
Yes.
To start the league. We're still trying to decide of how to handle the draft.
Exactly. We were kind of thinking about, obviously, we're going to have a separate episode for that, but we're kind of thinking, do we want to do it live?
Right.
Like have whoever's going to participate. We'll
do it in the
together.
chat room and then, live stream it.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. And we just commentate in the background.
Okay.
I like that idea. Look at that. On the fly.
Good job. So, yeah. So, look out for that because it's coming.
It's coming
and
your
get
way.
your names ready because especially at the end of the following season, which ends at
SummerSlam.
WrestleMania.
Oh, the next
one.
Okay.
Ends at WrestleMania.
Yep.
One of the winners, well, not one of the winner,
Mm-hmm.
will win a really nice prize from us. We don't know yet, but it will be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be. So, yeah.
So that's our draft updates.
Yes, sir.
And let's jump into your show.
Oof. Yeah?
Yeah.
What was so funny?
Your show.
All right, so I mean, it wasn't really much to talk about, but we try to pick the best things that piqued our interest, basically.
Right.
So, Monster in the Bank, right? So Kevin Owens had the KO show.
It was a nice setup, by the way.
It was. It was different.
That.
It was different from what it typically they do in the ring.
Right.
But obviously, a big spot was coming.
Unfortunately.
So KO's interviewing Jinder Mahal, yada yada, and then all of a sudden, KO calls him out under the table, this whatever. Braun Strowman
just lifts it, and threw him off.
And you notice it wasn't much of a reaction to in
From the crowd.
Yeah, and I thought about it. I'm like, Braun Strowman's become such a joke.
He's a spot monkey.
Yeah, I remember when we had this was a few weeks ago, a couple months ago. We talked about how Big Show was on Steve Austin's podcast, and he was saying like it's kind of hard to put over like giants,
right?
Because either they're too dominant or they're comic relief.
Yeah,
and this is I've been saying this for weeks that he's not even.
We've both been saying it like it's losing its steam.
Yeah,
very fast.
Like I understand he's supposed to be a monster, so he's just supposed to do beastly things, but it's just like.
Come on.
KO is not believable in this feud. I mean, he is, but you're making him look like a punk.
Yeah.
So now, since he's a punk, and then Braun is just over-dominating him.
Now Braun looks like the bully.
Exactly. Well, not even so much the bully, but it just looks like, comic relief.
Yeah.
Comedy hour. So
let's see what Braun does next week.
Exactly. I mean, what would you do? How would you change it?
I would have the same segment with the Kevin Owens show, but actually have Braun Strowman as the guest. Because Jinder in this mix doesn't make sense to me. Like, what is his point? Like, really?
Yeah.
And then have him, have KO constantly piss Braun off.
Yeah.
Like, all these ways you can lose. All this way you can lose.
Yeah.
And then just Braun gets serious for once. And just scares him. Like, you know what? No more of these games. Come SummerSlam, you're mine. Something like that. Something very simple. And then it'd been like, all right.
See, what I would do, though, I would have KO get serious. Right? Because, like, feel like he can actually go toe-to-toe with Braun. Right? So if you have the Kevin Owens show, I would have him call out Braun.
Stand up to him.
Yeah, he's good at the mic. He knows how to, attack people on the mic.
Right.
It's believable. Have Kevin attack him on the mic, kind of like what the Miz does, right, on Miz TV when he calls out like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, his opponents and stuff.
There's
like
an intensity.
Right.
He can be funny, but there's an intensity. I think KO can do the same thing and make it believable because now, yeah, Braun is a monster.
Right.
But, at least it kind of looks like, okay, he has a match in a sense, or an equal.
Right.
Somewhat. But, yeah, I don't know. They've made this feud into a complete joke. I'm actually really, like I said, I hope KO takes the briefcase from him because Braun doesn't need it at this point.
He shouldn't have won in the first place.
He
He shouldn't have been in the match in the first place.
He shouldn't have been, but whatever.
Anyway,
So
let's move on to my guy because I'm a Paul Heyman guy.
I got you that shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And his great performance
With my money, actually.
Thank you. I've done okay.
As you will.
With this past Monday was a great performance. I know you felt different about it, but to me it was just like him growing out the beard, the red eyes.
There was a lot of details.
There's a lot, like you could tell, like it was the best. Be honest, it was like probably the best promo that anybody else could have done in that position.
Agreed.
Like, and to me, it shows how the genius of Paul Heyman.
So we were talking about this while I was at jury duty. Was I at jury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at jury duty, and
Yeah.
For me, I felt like, is this charging?
No, I don't think so. That's why I was like caught off guard for a second.
It was you did.
I didn't do anything.
Anyway, so look what you did. You fixed it.
Magic.
Anyway, magic, blue magic.
See what I did there?
Anyway, I was at jury duty, and I was like, for me,
It did nothing.
it did nothing for me. Why? Because it just seems like Paul was manipulating the situation. It just seemed like he had something up his sleeve.
Of course.
But it didn't make me. I didn't feel sorry for him. I watched it like, okay, maybe you know what it is. Maybe because I'm just super tired of this feud.
Right.
That there's nothing at this point that's gonna make me be like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. No.
I will admit.
Performance.
I will admit that like I watched again just because you were just raving about it.
Everybody was. It was just me. You seen it on Twitter.
Correct. The little details like with the growing out the beard and the red eyes. But I just was like, okay.
Like he cried on cue. Like how many people on a roster do you know that could cry on cue?
Probably a couple people.
Who?
I can't think off the top of my head, but it's
Outside
been
of Mark
before.
Henry.
I mean, it's been done before.
Mark Henry. Who else have cried on cue?
I'm pretty sure if we can probably pull up stuff.
Okay.
You guys make it seem like Paul Heyman's like the second coming.
It's just his genius. Like he's always. I hope is what's being talked about is real. That he's starting to write more for WWE. Because his brain
because
is
that
otherwise.
he's a creative genius and he's an asset to wrestling. However, I'm just tired. There's nothing with this feud. I don't think he can do anything for me.
Right.
So I was over it. So I was just looking at it like, okay. Like I honestly, if you didn't go in about that was something I didn't care to discuss.
You'd have went over it.
Exactly.
Well, shout out to Renee Young, because
Yes.
as I said to you,
Yes.
it's just me speculating. I think
Don't. I wouldn't put that on air.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't.
All right.
Just because then rumors get
Yeah. But then we go viral. We just talked about going
True.
viral.
true. You heard it here first, right?
Yeah, and this is on our own accord. There was no outside source that told us anything. And we got
So how about we do this? Instead of actually saying what you thought,
okay.
just be like, you have an interesting theory in regards to Renee.
Okay, I have an interesting theory in regards to Renee.
Okay.
Should I say it now?
No.
Okay.
I just leave it. We just leave it at that.
See? Matt says yes to say it. Because what could go wrong? We're not going to get in trouble for saying it.
I know we're not going to get in trouble, but if that, one says this and says that.
We go viral.
Go ahead. Blue said this.
Okay, Blue says this.
Okay.
This is my opinion. Nobody told me this. None of the connections. There's no inside source, anything like that. I thought it, and then somebody in one of my group chats said it. Renee Young, I believe, is pregnant. Because her past interviews has been shouldered up. She's been wearing all black. Kind of think that's why she went black with her hair, too, just to, mellow out. Mm-hmm. But that's just my opinion.
And you also told me she has an extra glow to her.
Yeah, she does have a glow to her. When I watch the interviews and stuff, it feels like she has a nice little glow to her. So, yeah, that's just my opinion.
She looks good.
She does. And if she is, congratulations, and you heard it here first.
And if
I'm wrong, forget anything I said. This never happened.
This never happened.
Just skip this part.
Okay, cool. So, you know what we can't skip?
What?
Boss and Hug.
Of course.
Connection. So they had another match against Riot Squad. So I'm thinking, why, again, we're going to have the same exact match. But Ruby Riott, she returns. Aha. So what'd you think?
It was cool. It was interesting.
I know you didn't really care to talk about this.
It was cool, to see her return and how they did it, whatever. Mm-hmm. Having her with the hoodie on the side, but
badass. Yeah.
It would have been better if they showed her. A fan just ran and jumped the barricade instead of her just chilling there.
Or even better, someone just like you said, just being behind the barricade and just be kind of
like a fan, and then kind of pulled Sasha over or something like that.
Bailey, because Bailey was one out.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Bailey
exactly. Yeah. That would have been cool.
But then just to have her on the side and just pull her out the way, and then Liv hit the.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, okay, cool, she's back.
So, but it looks like they're gearing up to a match at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, but first she's gonna be on a pre-show.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, they can't not have Boss and Hug on SummerSlam because they missed the last one. Yeah. But we'll see.
Well, a lot of people are disappointed and are over the fact that we didn't get a feud. See, my theory is on that. I think WWE was like, you're not going to tell us to do it now. We're going to do it when no one at least is expecting it.
Right. And then, two, they need somebody to kind of carry the tag team division. Mm-hmm. And the two been hinting at the tag team division a lot, especially the titles.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think it's a good story development. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, this is, they're being fake friends, this and that and the third. But again,
this is legit.
So it's a situation where, you go through it. We and you go through it all the time, but I have your back. I don't know about the other way around.
Of course I have your back.
I don't know about that. I feel like you would let me swim with the fishes.
Anyway, it'll be good to have Bailey and Sasha as the first ever women's tag team champions in WWE.
Yes.
Ever?
Exactly. Psh. So, yeah, I think that obviously the whole feud is on the back burner for now until, we're not just expecting it. Because we keep, she's going to turn this week. She's going to turn that week.
It's gonna
happen.
Maybe WrestleMania.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens with the titles.
So what do you think with Ruby Riott? Does she add another element to Riot Squad, or is it just going to be
she's
Liv
a solo.
and Sarah?
She's
just the leader. She's not going to be
she's a born leader.
She is. She's badass. But it's definitely Liv and Sarah that's going to continue to feud with Boston.
They might add Ruby in to tag in with one or the other. But once that tournament starts,
do kind of like the Freebird thing.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, it could be a Freebird.
How they do with New Day and everything.
Insanity.
That'd be dope.
Undisputed Era now, so it's becoming a thing within WWE, so they can use everybody within the group. Which I don't have a problem with.
I don't have a problem with that either. But yeah, we have the main event. So we have Hot Rhonda, Rowdy Rhonda, makes her main event debut, in-ring debut match. I kind of messed that up. She made her debut.
Raw debut.
Yes, in-ring debut.
Her Raw in-ring
there
debut.
There you go. So,
how did you feel about it?
So, one, I'm on board with Rhonda. I like Rhonda. I really don't have an issue with her. I understand she's still slightly green. But
slightly.
Okay, but she still does a good job. I think she does better. I think she does a better job than
someone on the roster right now.
Exactly. So that I don't have an issue with. I have an issue with Alicia Fox coming out to Alexa Bliss's entrance music.
I text you that soon as it happened. I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
Even before you text me, I had tweeted this. I'm like, wow, she comes out to Alexa's music.
You remember I was delayed. I was watching it delayed. So that's like,
yeah. One, I didn't get that. Two, they had that little small interview in the ring. I'm not even sure Alicia got a word in.
She got 2 sentences in probably.
Yeah, and Alexa spoke for her.
Yeah.
You know, and granted, the feud is between Ronda and Alexa, but I just feel like
it was a pawn. Like,
yeah.
And to me, what really irked me was, one, Ronda made it. Like, again, I had no problem with Ronda. I've said this. Like, Ronda and Shayna Baszler, they came in and they're doing great in development-wise. My problem is giving too much too fast. Why is Ronda main event in Raw? That was my biggest thing. It was like, you're main event in Raw? Like, you're hardly here in the first place.
But we knew what it was. At the end of the day, when they mentioned that she was going to have a full-time contract and she's going to be just like the other...
She's not like everybody else.
We knew that was that was going to be the case.
But that's my problem. Like, you made an emphasis to point that out, that she's going to be the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
But you're doing all of this. Even when the match started, it was announced like it was a heavyweight title match. Mm-hmm. Like, really? Yeah. Like, even main events that doesn't include titles on Raw don't get introduced like that.
Yeah. Listen, I come to terms with that. Ronda is now probably the head woman in the
face
of
division. Evolution.
Yeah, of the division at this particular moment, at least for the Raw division. I've come to terms with that. I didn't really have a problem with that, to be honest with you. Ronda's big time, so you have to book it big time at this point.
Can we talk about the match?
Talk about the match.
It was sloppy.
It
was very dangerous for Alicia Fox.
Yes, Ronda looked like she was getting ready to pull that girl's arm out of her socket.
And I feel like a lot of people was pointing out that Alicia Fox tapped out before the armbar was put on. Mm-hmm. I feel like Alicia Fox just didn't feel safe with her, and it was like, all right, this is over. I'm out. Like, the judo flips were careless. Mm-hmm. Like, legit careless. You could see Alicia Fox really falling awkwardly every time. And everybody wanted to put it on Alicia Fox, but to me, Alicia Fox is one of the most athletic women on a division. Like, she can carry a match if she has to. Mm-hmm. But when you put her with somebody like that, that's like just going reckless and 100 miles per hour, you can't control it.
That was it was a sloppy match, and it's just Ronda needs more time.
She does.
I don't mind seeing that aggression against Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam.
This is going to be interesting because we know that
I would love to see her.
She does not like taking bumps, and
right. I would love to see her ass handed to her a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of rough. Even Shayna Baszler is a little bit more.
But you see the difference, though, right? Shayna's was put into NXT, and like I always say,
and even before NXT, she took some wrestling outside of NXT.
Correct, but even still, like you go to NXT, the whole point is developmental. Develop your skills, honing your skills. So by the time you've been there for a year or what have you, you can go up and you're more polished.
Yep.
Jinx. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like that Spider-Man meme when you like matching. You're like,
oh God.
Oh, that's our still shot too.
No, we're not using that. Why did I do that? Oh my God, this is a living nightmare.
So what would you do? Would you change this? Like,
yeah, this should have been like, if it was going to main event the first hour, sure. Second hour, sure. Mm-hmm. But the main event the entire show, no.
Again, I'm always for women, dominating the show and being, the last bit of, I don't have a problem with her main eventing. I really don't. I just don't like I don't like the treatment of Alicia Fox.
And even throughout the show, there was like doing video packages of Alicia Fox. I'm like, when did we get video packages of Alicia Fox?
And it's funny that you brought that up because a lot of people were saying that there was a reasoning for all of this, that maybe they were going to hand her walking papers or something just because of the altercation this girl had at WrestleMania weekend.
With Ronda's husband?
Yes.
Oh, that's probably why she worked with her stiff too.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't think that's the reason why she worked with her stiff. I think she just worked stiff. But there's
okay. I'm good.
Playing footsies,
No,
buddy.
No,
best friend.
No.
So yeah, a lot of people thought there was maybe some type of punishment for Alicia. This is what people were saying.
Yeah, but Alicia.
You saw the video when she kind of went off on
I did. Alicia's very valued with the company.
Is she?
Yeah, no, she is. She's liked backstage a lot. Like she's
I know.
She's very good back. Like she's cool with like Vince and all. Like she's very good back there.
How cool are you if you don't really get you don't really get the
but
your time to shine.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like a lot of people that was cool. Mark Henry, he's cool backstage. He didn't get that much time to shine.
But Mark Henry
had his moment. He had his moment,
yeah.
but they just find a way to transition you into different positions. They're not gonna let you go completely.
Okay, well, I mean, like I said, a lot of people felt some type of way about Alicia,
I did.
And it's always something, the race card is also brought up from time to time. I'm not going to get into that. I didn't really think all of that, but...
I just didn't like the way they treat her. I'm like...
Yeah, at least have her come out to her own music. Even if you're going to have Alexa Bliss hype her up, cool.
That's warranted, sure.
But at least let her come out to her own music. But
even when JoJo announced them coming out, she just announced Bliss. She didn't even acknowledge Alicia Fox.
Yeah, that's wild. But that was raw. What did you rate it?
I gave it a D-.
Same.
And that's what the people gave it.
Same. I honestly would give it an F. What stopped me from giving it an F?
For me, Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman is what saved it for me.
I really don't know why I didn't give it an actual F.
You did give it an F.
I did?
Yeah, you gave it an F.
I was D- F.
You gave it an F.
Okay, I gave it an F.
I showed it to you. I'm like, wow.
Let me see.
I'm like, wow, she really wasn't messing with this show.
But look, I can keep it 100. If I'm not feeling my show, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
You gave it an F.
Yeah, I gave it an F. So it was an F, damn it.
I was like, oh, wow.
Boo.
She was really not feeling it.
It wasn't. I really tuned it out for most of the night.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another reason why I didn't think Paul Heyman's interview wasn't that captivating. I tuned it out
because they didn't come into like almost the end of the second hour.
Yeah, I was completely over the show. I mean, I guess we could talk about it later. Yeah, because it's in the hot topics. Just kind of more or less, how would you fix Raw? But we can talk about it later.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna go to
my show, the Blue Team.
Blue Team.
My Blue Team did good this week.
It was a good show.
First of all, Randy came out. No, not Randy.
Yeah.
Was it Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy came out, taught this stuff. Was like, this is why.
Put some respect on that man's name.
Y'all never respected me. I don't even get that though, because RKO is like one of the most popular finishers nowadays. But yeah,
I mean, that's always a thing, always a gripe with heels. It's like, oh, you don't respect me, this and that and third. And I guess that's to a certain extent because he's older.
Right.
He hasn't really had that many feuds in a while.
Right.
Right. So it's kind of like again, I said a couple of weeks ago, I thought Randy was riding off into the sunset.
Yeah.
So that's
because he's supposed to have limited schedule and all that stuff. So it was like
right. And now you have all dives and high flyers and all this other stuff. Kind of a new type of wrestling that he can't necessarily get with.
Yeah.
So
the reason why I buy into this is because he gets into these Twitter rants anyway about diving and stuff and get into these indie wrestlers and get into arguments for real on Twitter. Yeah. So that's the reason I could buy this Randy. But just to say the fans don't respect you, I was like, yeah, you're going a little bit too far there, buddy.
But, there's been altercations of, like you said, on Twitter that he gets with fans. People have their opinions about him, how over the years he's been kind of an a-hole.
Yeah, he doesn't take pictures and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I understand there's certain situations, but just different times in general that he was just not the best person. So I feel like this is his character. This is him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's matured over the years from what they used to say about him backstage.
Definitely did.
But this is more or less him, or at least what he used to be.
I prefer him like this than that face. I never liked him as a face.
Like I've said before, I've liked him as his face, especially it was like 2011, 2012. Because he was still a badass. He was just a face.
When he was going against Evolution?
No, not when he was going against Evolution. It was like I said after Edge had retired and Christian. You remember that One More Chance?
Yeah.
I've always liked Randy as a face. I think he plays it well. I like that he's not too much of a goody two shoes. He's still a badass, but he's a good guy. But I also like heel Randy because it's very savage like.
Yeah, I like heel Randy better.
Savage Randy. Yep. So what happens though for SummerSlam, dog? Like,
he's gonna interfere. He's gonna cost Jeff Hardy the match.
Yeah.
And Shinsuke is just gonna go on to his next feud.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I just feel like, you have Randy doing all this stuff, but it's not really
leading into anything.
Exactly.
You see how Shinsuke is just chilling. He's just doing his rematch because he has to do a rematch, but that feud is gone.
Yeah. But you know what feud might be happening?
Which one?
Tea time between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
You think they're gonna pull a trigger or they gonna make them a tag team?
I don't know. But you heard that little zinger that Becky said.
Yeah, we're not like Sasha and Bailey.
I'm like, damn, that's supposed to be the clique.
Yeah, but they have their favorites. They with their favorites right now.
That's true. But that's supposed to be the group. The group don't go against one member of the group, right?
Right. You don't go against the home team.
Exactly.
But I think it's building up to the tag team tournament.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, I don't think that either one of them is going to win the title at SummerSlam.
You said that last week, and now I'm starting to think that my girl Carmella is going to hold it down again.
Just for one more pay-per-view.
Yeah. Because obviously the tension between Becky and Charlotte is mounting.
Right.
They better not have a feud, though, between these two before Sasha and Bayley.
They are. It's going to happen during the tournament. That's what it's going to happen at.
From Becky.
You want Becky.
It has to be Becky.
Sure,
Becky's the one with the gripe. Imagine Charlotte. Why would Charlotte need to be here? Yeah. What's her issue with Becky?
Yeah.
Not a damn thing. Okay? It's Becky's time, damn it.
But I feel like it's going to happen during the tournament. Like for the tag team title tournament.
Yeah.
It's going to be during the match between them two, the 4 horsewomen. Where it's going to be like Sasha and Bailey going to have to separate them two after the match is over or something like that.
Ooh. Tension between the group.
That'd be dope. And just fix it just in time for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And then Survivor Series.
Nah, but then that's too short. See, that's
the
issue.
No, fix it for Survivor Series.
Okay, but it's
still... like just have Sasha and Bailey fix it after the match is over.
Yeah.
And then at Survivor Series, the last two would be Charlotte and Becky.
No.
And it happens there.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. The turn happens at Survivor Series.
No, as Charlotte being the last one. No.
I said Charlotte and Becky.
No, for Charlotte.
I mean,
but
she'll eat the pin though.
Huh?
She have to eat the pin.
Okay.
That's my point. Like Becky would leave Charlotte
to eat the pin.
And walk away from the match.
Okay, I'll take that.
And the only thing I don't like about that is the 4 horsewomen from MMA is going to win.
You think Vince is going to have the 4 horsewomen of the MMA go over?
Yeah, Ronda's on the team.
Damn, he would let them go over to WWE like that?
Ronda's on the team. Ronda's money for them right now.
Anyway, did you hear that little zinger when the Iconics came out and said basically
Becky will always be her shadow?
Yeah. She's like, you're the bridesmaid. That's kind of crazy. That's rude as hell.
Even the crowd was like, shout out to the Orlando crowd, too. Orlando was lit that night.
Yeah, Orlando's a good crowd.
I like going to their shows. They're very live. Even NXT, they're very into
lively.
It.
As it should be. Well, I mean, but if you're not putting on a good show, you're not going to be lively. Anyway, but yeah, that was an interesting little tension. But you know what's also interesting? AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. It gets a little personal.
Yeah, and AJ cut a phenomenal promo.
I see what you did there.
I did that there.
There you go. Good job.
But yeah, I don't hear nobody say that AJ can't talk on the mic ever again. Because that was always a talk about like, oh, AJ can't talk on the mic. This is why he can't really be the true face of... No, he went out there and he spoke facts. You believed him. Mm-hmm. He talked about their history back to TNA. like everything.
What caught me from the beginning was when AJ was like, he just celebrated his anniversary. What was it, 18? Yeah, 18th anniversary with his wife.
Yeah.
And basically, but he feels like his wife is a single parent because she's basically been holding down the fort.
Right.
Right. And I said this on Twitter. SmackDown's doing everything right by making things personal. You see all these feuds between Charlotte and Becky. It's personal.
Personal.
AJ and Joe. Personal. Randy Orton.
Jeff. Personal.
Not so much with Jeff, but just Randy's gripe is personal.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's something else. It's personal.
Right.
Those are the best feuds.
Miz and DB.
Thank you. Yes, Miz and DB. Personal. You know what I mean? It's not random matches like, oh, okay, that's a tag team, and this tag team is sitting in catering, so let's feud. Like, you know what I mean?
Who stole the last cupcake?
Exactly. Like, everything is personal, and that's why it's working.
Right.
It's not all silly. It's just...
It's facts. I have reason behind it.
Exactly. I have an issue with you. I want to fight you. Son of a gun.
Exactly.
Right.
And on Raw, like you said, it's too much... And it's too many repetitive. In SmackDown, they use like a Iconics. You haven't seen them in a while. Mm-hmm. They pop up for a tag team match, and they're on the mic, and they're right on time, not missing a step. Mm-hmm. On Raw, you see the same things over and over again. Mm-hmm. What was the reason of AOP facing on a 2-on-3? Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't AOP that did a 2-on-3, was it?
2-on-3. What are you talking about? When they faced Titus Worldwide?
No, they didn't face Titus Worldwide. They faced like 3SK or something like that. No, that's the Bludgeon Brothers. Sorry. That didn't make no sense to me either. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, like the Titus Worldwide thing. Like.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't even think do you think they're going to have a match at SummerSlam, like on the pre-show?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, the beef between them doesn't necessarily make sense. Like, yeah, I guess Titus Worldwide doesn't like the whole bullying thing, but you haven't really given AOP a chance to really be bullies.
Right.
So for them to just have beef with them, it doesn't make sense. And especially if you're not booking it, like the matches properly, it's just like no one's invested. It could have been a good feud.
It could have been. But
they didn't invest into it properly. And now, people are just like, whatever.
And turn Apollo Crews heel, please. Thank you. And speaking of
that's a personal feud, right?
Exactly.
See?
Speaking of tag teams, the New Day faced the Bar this past week.
We have a skit coming out. I'm excited to drop that.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
I think that's that funniest.
Do you want to wait to next week, or you want to wait to after SummerSlam? I say after SummerSlam.
But what if they don't win? I think they are going to win, but what if they don't win?
They'll still be trending. Because honestly, them against the Bludgeon Brothers is like that's going to be a great match. Even though I think the Bludgeon Brothers are very stale right now, like I said, having them against 3SK, what was the point of having them come out and have that stupid match?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when they first came on, when they debuted, like they repackaged them as that, I thought they were pretty badass,
right,
and legitimate. Then they just got real boring. Yeah, but I've always thought Eric Rowan and Luke Harper were boring. So,
how about that Kofi Kingston promo?
That was hilarious. And I told you, I texted you and I said, you know what? I'm on board with New Day.
She's on board with the New Day now.
I'm finally on board with them because I felt like they're still funny, but they're not goofy.
Yeah, they're not as goofy as they were before.
Yeah, because it always came off, without saying too much, with them, it always came off as like, we're not laughing with you, we're laughing at you. And that always made me cringe.
Right.
But I think they've come into their own, and that they were hilarious last night.
They were.
Not last night, on Tuesday. Yeah.
They were. Another person I want to give a quick shout out to is R-Truth. I know it's not on the thing, but R-Truth did pretty well this week too.
That was funny.
He's hilarious with his match with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
He got to defeat Carmella to get his U.S. title shot.
And Ty was like, whoa. Which I was actually surprised that we saw Ty there. But yeah. But that was pretty funny.
How would you rate SmackDown?
Well, since you knew what I rated Raw, can you tell me what I did for SmackDown?
I didn't see that. Didn't even come up top.
I might have given it B plus A minus.
Okay. I'll give it an A.
What? So last week it was a perfect show, but you didn't think it was a perfect show at all. And this week you giving it an A?
It was better this week, especially with that remember last week, the problem was I didn't think it had enough matches. This week, there was a lot of matches going on, and they were all pretty good, except for that 3SK versus Bludgeon Brothers crap.
Okay.
Adding AJ's promo and adding Daniel Bryan and Mrs. promo.
I mean, it was there last week as well.
Yeah, but the lack of matches hurt it, in my opinion.
Okay.
SmackDown is known for its matches.
Okay.
I want to see matches.
Right.
Because you don't see them on Raw.
Right.
So I come to SmackDown to see it.
No, I get it. But, again, sometimes a match, I'm in favor of a match not happening as long as storylines are progressed. And that's what happened last week. But needless to say, this past week's episode was really good as well.
Yeah.
SmackDown's just been doing well.
And the people gave it an A as well.
Good job, people.
Smart.
205 Live, we have Mustafa Ali versus Hideo Itami, with Hideo Itami actually winning. The reason why I wanted to discuss that, because everything that happened with Cedric Alexander and Ty Dillinger,
right,
those tweets that resurfaced. I feel like they're positioning Mustafa as now the face of
205?
Yeah.
It was interesting, too, that he had that hospital picture and he's back so soon.
Mm-hmm. You think it was storyline?
Nah. I think he was probably did something small, had to go to the hospital, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about 205 Live, you don't really see too many faces anyway. Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali is your face.
Kalisto
and Lucha Party is there.
But they're doing the whole tag team right
Yeah, they're
now.
doing that whole tag team Lucha House Party trio thing.
Mm-hmm. I had an idea for a skit for them.
It's a hill. There's more hills on 205 Live.
Yeah.
So Cedric not being there, I think it's just like, all right, put Mustafa in the spot.
Well, but again, I feel like he's dropping the title.
Oh yeah, he's losing to Drew Gulak.
So again, I feel like he's gonna get punished for that.
I don't think he's gonna get punished. It didn't get as big as it could have been. Because if that's the case, Ty Dillinger wouldn't have been on the
maybe
show
because
this
it
past
happened
week.
so long ago.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. Like, all right, how often are we gonna go back into people's tweets?
Yeah.
To punish them for something they said so many years ago. Because even, I don't know if you have this in the Hot Topics. I don't know if I should mention it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have it, so I'm going to mention it.
2 hours later.
I'm going to mention it. Dave Bautista is back in the guy that writes for Guardian of the Galaxy.
I did mention Batista.
Is it here?
I never finished writing it out. Never mind.
Okay, so yeah, he's backing him, and he's like, I'm not gonna show up for the show. I'm not gonna show up to tape the movie if you're not gonna use his script.
What the? I thought whatever. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Did you see that article?
No, I did. Yeah, that's why I thought I was.
Yeah.
I put it in the.
So
notes.
I think it's more so like people are starting to stand up. Like, all right, people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's a major mistake. I'm not saying to discredit it.
Jokes, kind of.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to discredit it because the guy made pedophile jokes.
Yeah.
But it's just more so like people are like, all right, people had sick jokes that happen. Some people's humors are different. Whatever excuse they have. So I don't think WWE's going to punish him yet.
Well, I hope they position Mustafa as the face. He's just, I love him.
I know you
love
do.
him. So, yeah, that was all that really happened on 205 Live. NXT though.
They had, first of all, Keith Lee debuted.
Yes, I know there was a lot of hype around his arrival.
Yeah, and he showed his athleticism. I wonder if they
Big guy.
Yeah, he is.
Like 300?
Yeah, and he can still do leapfrogs and all that, and drop kicks and all that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna put him on the NXT Takeover show in Brooklyn. Maybe the Wednesday after.
Oh, so kind of like a pre-show thing.
Yeah, because you know how they record.
Yeah, I know.
So I wonder, do we have to be there by 6 now?
Yeah, I think any of the I believe it got pushed back.
Do we have to be
hour.
there at 6, right? Because they have to
so.
do 3 hours for NXT Takeover.
I believe so.
Don't
Don't quote me on that.
I gotta look at the ticket again.
I'm excited for the card
Yeah, because now we added Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa.
for the NXT Championship.
I called it.
You called it. You called it.
You gotta put it that way.
What do you think about that? It's gonna be a match.
It's gonna be a great match.
Yeah.
I think this is Johnny Gargano and Aleister's Black farewell.
Farewell.
Yeah. I feel like Gargano's gonna head over to 205. to add to the face value.
Mm-hmm.
And Aleister Black, we'll see him on the main roster.
Raw, SmackDown.
I think I told you SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think SmackDown.
What did I say?
I think you said you want him in Raw.
I can see him on SmackDown. I don't need anybody on Raw at this point. The way he's going with Raw, don't go to Raw.
That's my point. Is like SmackDown. He's a wrestler. Like he could hold his own in the ring. I'm not saying nobody on Raw can't, but it's more emphasized on SmackDown.
Keep him as a face. You can go back. You can do a whole Andrade and Aleister feud again between them. Yeah, I send him to SmackDown. So we'll see. For me, I feel like I think it's either or, but it still sounds right too that they both get called up. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So that was
NXT.
Yep. And our throwback topic this week, we were talking about The Rock last week because rumor has it that he may be back for WrestleMania. And you were like, he should face Triple H, blah, blah, blah. And you said Triple H is his biggest rivalry, which
I said his real rivalry.
How much a difference was that?
Biggest is like, oh, that was the biggest thing on the market. Yeah, and that's what, no, but Stone Cold was his biggest rivalry. It's just that I felt like Triple H was his real rival.
Why do you feel Triple H is his real rival?
Because they started exactly around the same time. When he was being Rocky Maivia, Triple H was being Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
And they both climbed the ladder together.
What was it, Hunter?
He was a blue blood.
The blue blood
from Connecticut. You know, that was...
he used to wear the blue pants.
Chip Hero.
Yeah.
like in the red coat, coat and the hair tied up. And he was Rocky Maivia.
Yes.
And then when he transitioned into being
The
Rock with Nation Domination, Triple H was transitioning to be
the head of
Triple H of DX.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
even
before
they had their little feuds with the Intercontinental Championship, that ladder match at SummerSlam.
And that was even before he became, before Shawn left. Yeah. They were still feuding.
Yeah.
Because it was DX versus Nation Domination.
Yeah.
And then when he became leader.
Yeah.
And The Rock became leader.
Yeah.
They were feuding.
Yeah.
It was just like every time they stepped up, they
went up.
Yeah.
They went up and up with each other.
That's why I feel like that's his real rival.
And I understand that point of view, but you also got to think about it too, right? With Stone Cold. Stone Cold is the face of the WWF at the time. He is the kingpin of the Attitude Era. The Rock wasn't supposed to be right under him or neck and neck with him.
Right.
The Rock was neck and neck with him after a while. He was so good as a heel back in '98 that the fans started chanting his catchphrases, and it was always they started popping, right?
Yep.
The different classic segments that they had, from the beer truck to the battle over the Intercontinental Championship, when they threw it over the bridge and threw him over the bridge. You know what I mean? Like, even then, okay, so now Stone Cold is injured. He had to leave. They did the storyline where someone ran him over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now The Rock is actually the face of the company.
Yeah.
Stone Cold comes back. Okay, the original Kingpin is back. Well, things have changed. I'm the man right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then you have 2 WrestleManias that they main evented, and the third one that they should have main evented. You know what I mean? That was Austin's send off.
Yeah.
Right. So to say that, it's a valid point that you're making, or argument that you're making in regards to Triple H being his real rival, but
to argue yours, right? Stone Cold wasn't really rivaling directly with The Rock at some point. It was more so that he was part of the corporation.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the Triple H is not so much.
Wait, when you say that he wasn't so much directly. Okay, I get it. His real his rival was Vince.
Was Vince.
Yeah.
And Vince picked The Rock to be his man, and it was like, so you picked him, so I got to take him out to take you out, kind of situation. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say that. That's why I say with Triple H and The Rock, even though it wasn't always going at it, it was more so like, all right, I gotta do better than you. No, I gotta do, and they said it amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people feel like the last match from either one of them have to be with each other. Remember the promo they had?
Yeah, I remember it was
everybody,
15th anniversary SmackDown. Yeah, I remember.
That blew up the internet. Everybody was like,
hilarious.
yo, we need this. We need this again.
Yeah.
We need this again.
I told you Triple H has been taking some L. I don't want to see The Rock to lose at WrestleMania because Rock
Triple H should do the work. Triple H should do the job for The Rock.
Rock been putting people over for years at WrestleMania. I can't.
Nah, Triple H would do the job for him because he's always said that. Like, he's admitted like, yo, The Rock is probably the biggest star we ever had.
Yeah.
Triple H has been quoted to say that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he would do
mean, there was a time he probably wouldn't have admitted that. You know what I mean?
And it became their rivalry became so real that they became friends.
Which is funny because back in the day, there was rumors that they didn't really mess with each other.
They said it. They in interviews individually, like, I didn't like that guy.
Yeah.
And after a while, you just had to respect them.
Yeah.
And after a while, we just became best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I can see your point in regards to being his real rival, but I just feel like Austin and him.
No, they had some classics. They had classics.
But you know what? But I will tell you though, like I always say this about Triple H, I respect the hell out of him now. But back in the day, I hated him because when you're right, that's his rival. You know what I mean? He was so great at being a heel that you had to hate him. You know what I mean? That was a time where if you were a heel, you actually hated the heel. It wasn't like you cheered for him.
I did. I cheered for Triple H.
But, you know, it was a small portion as opposed to now.
It's the thing to do.
Exactly.
Remember the two-man power trip? Oh, my God. That had so much potential.
You know what? You know what made me... Yeah, it had potential, but I was so distraught. I was so distraught because my mom let me order WrestleMania for the first time. I didn't have to lie to, like, my friends in school, like, oh, I watched this pay-per-view. Yeah, I saw this. I know the results. Let me tell you. No, I got to order freaking WrestleMania. And I'm thinking, no, The Rock can't lose again to Stone Cold. Even though I didn't know about really scripts or anything like it being fake. Like, no, The Rock can't lose again to Austin. He's going to win this. He has to win this. And then when he did that turn, and Triple H and
Vince, oh...
I was distraught, and
everybody was. I was like, "What the hell is?"
Yeah, but
going on?
I was more so distraught about the fact that The Rock lost. Like when I was like, that was my guy. How I am with like Sasha now, that was my guy. Yeah. You know, and then when he got suspended indefinitely, I thought he really got suspended, but it was because of the movie he went to go. Right. He went to go shoot. Oh, wasn't that a time when you actually believed wrestling was real?
Believed and loved it. Not even if you believed it was real or not. It was just more so like, because I remember when I found out when wrestling was fake, and I almost cried because I was like 8 years old.
Yeah. And
it was a special on UPN 9.
Yeah.
Because that was when after SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was UPN 9, right? And it was like they had a clip of them telling each other in the rest hold was the next move.
Yeah.
I was like,
excuse me?
What is this?
Right.
No, this is fake. They're trying to dirty our name.
I don't even know what made. I was like, oh, this is not real. Like I just stopped watching because The Rock wasn't there.
Right.
I really don't know when I realized,
I'll never forget that, fake. I'll never, because I remember when people used to be fake, and then who was it? Vader punched somebody in the face for calling it fake on late night talk show or something like that.
Yeah. And
it was like, see, it's real. They're not taking it. And then I
still real to us, damn it.
I was like, what is this?
The nerve.
And I never watched the news. That time I had to watch because it was like the preview during the commercial.
Because it was about wrestling.
Yeah, it was a commercial. It was during the commercial of SmackDown. Like, yeah, listen to the wrestlers pass off. I'm like, pass off what?
Oh man. But hot topics. So remember how last week you were saying we were talking about that cryptid tweet that Matt Hardy had posted. So he got a little bit more elaborate to what he was referring to. So one of the moves that he does, it's called the Event Omega, which it's an elevated leg drop off the rope. All the years and all the times that he's done that move, his lower back and his pelvis are essentially fusing together. Yeah. That sounds disgusting. And it goes back to when people think wrestling is fake. Right. It's not, right? In that sense, like the wear and tear on your body is no real. Joke. It's so funny. I was talking to my coworker, and he's like, "Nah, but it's scripted, right?" I mean, it's all fake, right? And I had to break him down to him like, yeah, it's scripted, but they don't actually write a script about the match. This is all like them telling each other and improvising as they go. There might be a couple of spots like, yo, we're going to do this and this is going to happen.
We're going to go to the crowd and do that.
But, you know.
In the ring, it's on the spot.
It's on the spot. You know, I don't think a lot of people don't actually give wrestlers a whole lot of credit as being athletes and what have you, because...
And too, like you said, the wear and tear on his body, like, this is what basically was going on. And I saw another report. It was like, he's not retiring yet, but he want to remind fans that he can't do this forever. Yeah. So he just want to say his thank yous now kind of situation. Yeah. Which you can get. You kind of understand.
Which is weird, though. You're saying it now, but then that means that's coming in the near future.
Maybe this is his last run. After WWE, he might retire. And he might do WWE for what, another year?
Well, you know who's not retiring yet?
Who?
Time's
I have a love-hate with John Cena.
Time is up. My time is now.
You can't see me. My time is now.
Something. I never knew the lyrics. I never even tried. Okay.
It's a hard song, though. It's one of the hardest intros. I ain't gonna
lie. Anyway, so what's your love-hate with John Cena?
I appreciate John Cena for what he's done for the business. Okay. I really do. Mm-hmm. And just him as a person, I'm just not a fan of. Mm-hmm. You see how I'm not a fan of Roman's character. I'm a fan of him as a person. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with John. I'm not a fan of him as a person. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of him as a wrestler. Not a fan, but I appreciate. Put it that way.
I don't. Anyway,
you don't appreciate him as a wrestler? I mean, he held it down for so long.
He was
even through the dark ages. He held it down for us.
Yes, but
he carried it for us.
Yes, but he was pushed. He's the original push him down our throats guy.
But that's why the reason, again, he's appreciated because he was pushed down our throats. But during that time, there was not many more options.
But that's why you make options. This is the whole point. The argument. You make options. And then from when he became this, like, I got to switch my shirt to every different colors on the rainbow. Well, yeah, he stayed the same character. After the whole military Cena, life, all that stuff. After that, he just got super stagnant.
But he did get stagnant. But I just appreciate at least he growed. Because you see when he was like, he growed a little bit until he got stagnant. He did. Word Life, him as Word Life was dope.
Cool, but that's what I'm saying. when exactly heel John Cena, Word Life, Dr. Thugonomics, that was dope. But what I'm saying is, how long he's been
became the face
of the exactly.
Mr. 5 Moves of Doom.
Right. Straight arrow. I do everything right.
That's what I'm saying. That part
Eat your vitamins,
I don't
say
like.
Your prayer, say your prayers.
That's the part I don't like, but I appreciate him before.
Brother.
At least he has the dynamic of both. They didn't give Roman that chance. That's why I hate that they did that to him. Yeah. They didn't give him that chance to be that way.
I call it the John Cena curse.
Because John Cena won the U.S. title, had dope feuds with Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, but it goes back down from quite a few years where John Cena has been. As soon as John Cena became the face of the company, and
he buried all of our favorites.
Then, or after that that's the protocol for the WWE.
Mark Henry should have won the title, man. There's so many avenues to that. So him coming back, I guess he's just doing what he got on the Rock about. Whatever.
Right. Well, Total Bella is being renewed for another season.
Cool story.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out after the whole Cena thing, right?
You heard that, right? Cool story.
I did. Clearly you don't care. Matt Riddle, what's up with him?
He got injured at an Evolve Hardcore match. Apparently a chair shot took to the tip of his point of his finger off.
It's disgusting. Did you see the picture?
No, I didn't. I don't look at stuff like that. Why?
Come on, you punk. Hey, you want to see it?
No.
It's really not that. It's not that gruesome. It's not like the actual tip.
I thought it was like the whole top.
Yeah, no. I was like, do I want to see this? Click.
Like this, like Paul George's leg. I seen it one time and I was done. See, I don't look for stuff like that.
That's your bone coming out.
The Louisville, Kentucky player. I seen that live. When it happened on TV, I'm like,
Sean Livingston had this. Oof.
Yeah, like I don't want to see stuff like that.
Gives me the willies. But this wasn't anything close to that.
Okay. I can look then. grateful that nothing WWE and wrestling in general ever happens like that, except for Psycho Sid.
Yeah. Whew. Anyway, but yeah, so it isn't that bad. It doesn't even look like that's too much of a crazy injury, so he should be fine, especially when he goes to officially to NXT. Yep. Speaking of injuries, Sami Zayn underwent a second surgery for his
rotator cuff.
Yes. He's going to be out for a while.
It's the same injury that he had when he went, let's go. Yo, what's up with his rotator cuffs, yo? Like he gotta.
That's crazy.
That's
that
you
can tear is just doing that.
Dag.
But that's two that he had to have on that same shoulder, though.
Is it the same shoulder from when he did that Let's Go?
No, it's the other one. But what I'm saying, this is a second surgery. He had one and had to do another one on the same arm.
Man, they need to do something with Sami Zayn before he become Build-A-Bear.
Yikes.
Sammy, come on, man. We need you. I like your wrestling. I really do.
Your, what is it? So, your girl. I'll let you get into that.
Yeah, so Kiara Hogan from Impact Wrestling had an interview, and it was posted online. And they asked her about how she feels about the Ember Moon character. Because I've seen it. People were like, oh, you just stole your persona from Ember Moon. You stole your look from Ember Moon. And she said it in her interview, like, no, I had this idea first. I bought it in front of WWE and Ember Moon before Ember Moon ever debuted with WWE during their tryouts. So she feels as though Ember Moon actually stole the idea of Girl on Fire from her. She doesn't blame WWE. She feel like Ember Moon is the one that pitched the idea to them about it.
Well, she also said that the Girl on Fire thing, the WWE probably pitched it to Becky Lynch,
right? Which
I don't really see the correlation.
Well, Becky has orange hair, kind of thing. Yeah,
but she's Irish. You know, you kind of like put two and two together when, like, not to stereotype, but like for example, Sheamus has orange hair. I think that was the whole thing for the
Celtic Warrior.
Exactly. So I think that was a stretch, but I can see the similarities in regards to Ember Moon and her. But to play devil's advocate, Ember Moon's character is still slightly different from Kiara.
Slightly, but that's because it's on a higher production kind of thing.
Is it? Because kinda. I find it like Kiara doesn't wear contacts or anything. She mysterious thing.
No, they amplified it. I'm not gonna say that. But I think her more of her gripe is that the colorful hair. Because their gears are very similar. So I don't know what gear that Ember Moon had before she came to WWE. But she also said that her and Ember Moon were close, and then after she didn't get picked up and Ember Moon did, Ember Moon was like, yo, we're going to really get you out here in the Indies. And then she never heard from Ember Moon again.
That's kind of shady. But, you know.
Again, there's always two sides to a story, right? Three sides.
That's true.
Her side, and the truth. So
that's true. Tamatanga.
But you just totally skip about Raw's viewership.
Well, we'll talk. But remember, I feel like that's more. Okay. Yeah, exactly. There's more to get into in regards to that. I know what I'm doing.
Not bad. I'm making sure you don't skip anything you like.
Sheesh.
You wrote this up. Right?
I know what I'm doing.
You was calling me out last week. You forgot this part.
I'm the boss.
I'm trying to help you. I
don't need help. The boss runs the show.
All right, cool. So yeah, Tamatanga is being disciplined by the New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because they're saying that he's taking his antics a little too far. Apparently, he choked a fan at a live show.
Whoa.
And his comments on Twitter has been kind of outrageous. I think it's all storyline.
I thought it was all storyline, too. He just took it up a notch.
I really think they're just playing into it.
Oh, you even think that's even storyline?
Yeah, I think New Japan, because he posted on his Instagram.
About it.
He's like, he took this shot of them making the announcement that they disciplined him. He put it on his Instagram. Was like, yep.
So it's probably storyline.
Yeah, I feel like it's going.
You guys are really soft if that's the case.
Yeah, but nah, him choking a fan.
Maybe he was one of those Planet fans.
That's what I'm saying. It's Planet. But if you say that they too soft, I'm like, nah. If this is legit.
Well, no, I'm saying it. Yeah, I mean, but in regards to like tweets on Twitter,
right?
You know.
Yeah. He's been going off though.
Speaking of a Bullet Club member, All In.
Bullet Club for life.
So All In the first hour of it will be aired live on WGN America.
It's going to be on live TV.
Yes.
This is very interesting.
So just to confirm that, the first hour, it's going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's called All In 0 Hour. So it'll also air on all major pay-per-view outlets.
Yep.
And Fight TV.
So you can watch it now.
I may not watch it live, but I am going to watch it.
Why not watch it live?
Because I'll be at a concert. I'm going to go see Drake and Migos.
Oh, you pop it.
Yeah.
It's going to be on ROH Honor Club, too, if you have that. So you ain't got to order that extra.
You non-WWE fans, you.
And
then, the second hour, like you said, will be on all those outlets.
Yeah. This is major, yo. This is becoming bigger and bigger.
I was thinking about it when I was, like, writing this up. Like, and I'll touch a little bit more into that when we talk about the Raw viewership. But, yeah. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
WGN, everybody has WGN.
Yeah, so it's becoming more and more official with the indies right now.
And also their matches that they have set up is very interesting. They have Nick Aldis versus Cody Rhodes for the NWA Heavyweight Championship. Mm-hmm. Okada versus Marty Scurll. Mm-hmm. Adam Page versus Joey Janela. And then Rey Mysterio, Bando, and Phoenix versus the Young Bucks and Ibishi for the Golden Elite. That's going to be fire. Stephen Amell versus Christopher Daniels. It's going to be interesting to see Stephen Amell make his solo debut. Yeah. Mr. Arrow himself. I watch Arrow. You watch Arrow?
No.
I watch Arrow. I love Arrow. My boy Rick Gonzalez is on there. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
He plays Wild Dog. But this, an over budget Battle Royal is happening. It's going to be part of the All-In 0 Hour matches. Uh-huh. It's going to be a Battle Royal. The winner of the Battle Royal will face, dang it, the ROH champion, Jay Lethal.
He's the ROH champion?
Yeah, he won it.
I haven't been watching.
Yeah, there's been so much wrestling lately. He won the ROH championship, and the winner of the Battle Royal will face him.
Against this guy. He won it against
Dalton
Castle. Yeah. Oh, because I was going to say, Dalton, but clearly not.
Jay Lethal got the title right now.
Good for him.
So that all-in card is looking nice. The Briscoe brothers is going to face Frankie Kazarian and Scorpion Sky for SoCal Uncensored.
So we got a lot of dope matches.
I'm going to have fun in Chicago.
I know you're going to have fun
cannot wait. I cannot wait.
So taking it back to taking it back to WWE. So apparently Mayor Glenn Jacobs, he says he doesn't rule out making special appearances back in the WWE, but his main priority right now is being mayor.
Right.
I can't see him coming back. Like,
no.
You know? I think that's it.
Maybe when they hit near his town, maybe?
That makes sense.
Yeah, pop up, Mr. Political.
So for the Mae Young,
Kane.
Like a mother. Anyway, Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, the announcement has been announced. We've speculated because you heard that Morrow was supposed to be a part of it. I mean, you was talking about, hey, it'd be dope if he did with Beth Phoenix, right?
We got one part of it.
We got one of the three.
Okay.
Because first of all, they put in three. We didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be just two. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be Beth Phoenix, Renee Young, which I'm not mad about because she's done pretty well in the past, and Michael Cole.
Ugh.
So Morrow is just doing the brackology, which is basically like the in between this person that moves next to bracket and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, Mr. Cole struggles from time to time.
From time to time, all the time.
With the color commentating, so this might be kind of painful.
Yeah, apparently Lita's supposed to be... Not Lita.
Beth Phoenix?
Wait, what's happening? I've read something that Lita's supposed to be the play-by-play. Mm-hmm. So... Does that mean Renee is not going to be at commentary? I'm confused now. I just thought about that.
Okay. Well, right now, what I've read is those three. So
yeah, I read those three. But I heard that Lita's supposed to be doing play-by-play. But
so we'll see. But hopefully they replace Michael Cole.
Yeah, hopefully we should start a hashtag
Nah.
Morrow NYC. And make this happen.
And make it happen.
Yes. Because Morrow has to call this. He has to.
He has to. Your boy Brock Lesnar apparently had a meeting with Vince McMahon and the higher ups. He says he wants to.
Was Paul there?
Might have been. But apparently he still wants to work for the WWE and UFC.
He loves the company. How can you be mad at him?
Okay. Meanwhile, did you hear what Shinsuke was reported like last week or something like that? I screenshot it and I forgot to put it there. Shinsuke talked about how he felt that Brock doesn't love the business.
I seen that.
Oh, but you said he loves the business.
No, I think he didn't say he didn't love the business. He said he didn't respect at the time when he did New Japan. He don't think that Brock came in with respect for the Japan wrestlers, not the business, but the Japan wrestlers when he was out there. I seen that. No, I really think that Brock does love the business just because he's scripted a certain way. It's kind of like Roman. Like you have to step out of the box. Like as a person, he loves the business, but he's being told what to do, so he's going to do it.
Brock is being told what to do?
Yeah.
A man that dictates his contract, I doubt he's being told what to do. At this point, he has that clout.
Well,
The Rock, example.
Yeah.
You tell The Rock to come back. The Rock is going to do what The Rock's going to do.
Right. But doesn't mean he doesn't love the business. He's there as more than The Rock. He just had that clout to be able to use it as often. I still think he loves the business. If Vince, when he came in, was like, "Yo, you dropping the title?" He'd be like, he's not like the type to try to hold the title hostage. He's like, "Nah, I'm not dropping it." He's still gonna follow orders.
You will fight for this man to the end.
He's gonna follow orders. He's gonna make sure that it's in his best interest, like any other wrestler.
Okay, well, on that note,
You don't like the idea of him doing WWE and UFC at the same time?
no, he.
I would love to see him hold both titles.
I don't need him to see.
Let him hold both titles.
So on that note, this is the reason why Raw viewership dropped. It's storylines like that we don't care about. Part-timers running the show and not building on storylines and feuds.
But last week's episode was one of their highest episodes.
It wasn't one of their highest.
It was. When Brock showed up?
It wasn't one of their highest.
It was.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure about that.
Where did you see that at?
The same place I read everything else at.
Where?
401 Mania, I think.
You think?
Or
now.
Casey.
You think?
I think.
You think? Okay.
It was like 2 weeks ago. What you
you
know I'm bad with my memory. Like,
no, you just make up these scenarios and it doesn't turn out to be right. But you see, that's the thing about Pisces. I have my issues.
Yeah,
with
you
Pisces.
think we'll always lie.
Yeah, maybe not so much lie because you want to lie, but you just fabricate stories. Like you think of stuff in your head, and then you run with it and believe that that's the actual thing.
All right, we're gonna find out the viewerships for last week.
Okay,
and we'll reconvene on this
next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, Raw viewership is low.
This past week.
Yes.
You want to blame that on Barack?
I'm blaming it on the product overall.
Okay. I'll agree to that.
And I was actually surprised that it was lower than last week because Ronda made her Raw in-ring debut. So I found that odd that it was lower than last week.
Cause you know what?
Go ahead.
Because you know what it is? I feel like the WWE is banking on that the casual UFC fan is going to clock in to see what is Ronda doing.
Yeah.
But in reality, Ronda went out bad. She didn't really leave out with much clout or fans because she was always talking so much stuff. And then when she lost his 2 matches, she went mute. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so fans was like, she can't even take an L. Mm-hmm. Matt watches UFC, right? You watch the women's UFC as well, I'm thinking. When Ronda lost both of her matches and she just went mute, didn't that turn you off as a fan? Mm-hmm. Like, so you hear her coming on to WWE Raw and is going to wrestle her first match. Is that going to make you want to tune in?
He doesn't want to see it. So,
and that's the thing. They think that because she had that big pedestal in the UFC, it's going to carry over. She's not Brock. She's not Lesnar.
That's the same person.
Not Bobby Lashley. Like, those names could carry some people over.
Bobby Lashley?
He had a good UFC run.
I don't think people are like, oh, I watch Bobby Lashley's back in the WWE. I gotta watch him. No.
Well,
no shade to Bob, but
I still think that it does better than Ronda, who had.
I don't think that's the case.
You know why? Because Ronda's just so current. It just happened. They didn't even let it sit for a while. It just happened.
I understand the point about her losing and then going mute. I get that, but to say that Bobby basically has more clout than Ronda.
I'm not saying she has more clout. What I'm saying is
he has more clout. You mean you're not saying he has more clout? Okay.
No, because his fan. I don't think.
But you basically just said that because even more fans came to watch Bobby than Ronda.
No.
Okay.
What I mean by that is that Bobby coming over. No, Bobby coming over and having the UFC background. They're not turned off by him because, he had a UFC background. They might not have remembered it, but at least he's like a legit fighter.
See, but I don't think, at least WWE fans, I don't think they were turned off by Ronda coming because she consistently gets a great reaction. Now, in regards to UFC fans, I don't think they care, going back to that point, because when she lost, she went mute.
Right.
That, I can agree with. But for WWE fans, she's an attraction.
And that's what I'm saying. The WWE's banking on, Vince and them, they're banking that she's going to carry over UFC people. And that's what I'm saying. This is why it's going to fail. Wrestling fans, yes, they enjoy it because, she's Ronda. You watch both products. You're already watching WWE anyway. That's the difference if you're going to try and carry over somebody from UFC.
See, I don't think that's the reason why that's failing. I think the reason why it's failing because it just hasn't been a good show.
No. I'm talking about the Ronda experiment. The show in general has not been good. You're right.
Yeah, the show hasn't been good in general. The feuds, you have guys like Finn Balor that, what are we doing with Finn? As much as you want to defend
Corbin.
As much as you want to defend Brock, him holding the Universal Championship is not helping at all. Roman is not helping. What you did with the women's division, you know what I mean? It's not helping. You know what I mean? You have 1 minute, you have this person on the show, and then they're doing this, and then what happened to No Way Jose? You know what I mean?
He's out.
It's just there's never cohesion in regards to storylines and feuds, and everything is just thrown together. You know what I mean? Again, I always mention with SmackDown and just back in the day, when there was a feud and storylines, those were built for months.
Right.
It wasn't like, okay, for this pay-per-view, we're going to feud for a couple of weeks. Then the next, we're going to... The next. Exactly. You know what I mean? Granted, there are some feuds that kind of carry on for a while. That's what made Sasha and Charlotte so good back in 2016 and made it feud of the year.
Right.
Because...
It lasted.
And it was a personal storyline. You know what I mean? A lot of people got tired of the hot potato thing with the championship. With the championship, but it was still a captivating story.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just you pick your poison on SmackDown with the storylines. It's storylines.
And to your point, SmackDown is using the formula they want to use better than they are. Because the formula, like I told you, they want to try to do is more of an NXT feel where sometimes people take some time off and you focus on other things. Raw is just doing it too fast, where SmackDown is taking its time and switching in and out.
Exactly. And then it doesn't help when you're calling up every superstar that you have in NXT now, and it just creates a logjam on both rosters. So if you're already not using people to their potential on Raw, and then you call up more people, it just makes it worse and worse.
And it's going to get worse because they're about to sign a whole lot of more people.
Correct.
Because they're trying to stop certain things to happen.
Yes. So on that note, our last hot topic, I don't know if you noticed, but WWE released unaired footage from that Paul Heyman and Renee Young interview. Did you catch it?
To see it.
So it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like a minute and a half. And he basically, where it left off as he guaranteed that Brock was going to destroy and win whatever against Roman. Then he said, unless, and kept it at that. And he's like, nah, I'm going to go. And then Renee was like, well, what? Unless what? And he's like, no, that's it, and walked off. So now,
did WWE release this?
yes,
Oh, this is so good.
yeah,
This is so good.
yeah. So now it leaves in the air. There's one way that Roman can possibly beat Brock, right? On that note,
I see what they're doing.
no, you don't. Anyway, the last debate question of the night is about your boy Paul Heyman. Who do you think Paul Heyman should be the next advocate for? Who's his next client?
Who I want him to be, or who I think is gonna be? Because from what you
Well,
just
it's more or less the same thing.
no, because from what you just told me, the way he said unless, right, and we're speculating there's another bigger plan. I feel like this is where your boy KO comes in and aligns himself with Paul Heyman and becomes a Paul Heyman guy. Because that unless is like unless a cash-in happen.
So, who do you want?
I would love him to be an advocate for Bobby Lashley. He needs it. He needs a
Bobby Lashley's too boring.
he needs a mouthpiece. That's the problem. He needs somebody to intensify him.
I don't think that's going to be a good pairing.
I think so.
Because there's the difference. So we've seen his advocates over the years, right? I mean, or his clients, excuse me. Punk,
Great.
Brock,
Axel.
Axel didn't work.
Right
but
back.
those two,
Ryback.
and it was for
It
a
didn't
short,
work either.
for maybe better than Axel, but there's a certain intensity with obviously Punk, and then Brock. Even though he doesn't have to say anything, there's still some type of intensity. I don't see with Bobby. I think that's another failed experiment.
But that's the thing. I feel like it'll take Paul Heyman. Because Paul Heyman, what it is that he's a very good coach. And I feel like he can coach Bobby into becoming that beast that he needs to be. That dominant person that he needs to be. That's why it makes it a perfect pairing.
So what happened with Curtis Axel? What about with Curtis Axel?
Curtis Axel doesn't have that in him to be that kind of, I'm sorry, he's not a main eventer. He's not. Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley at least has a chance to be.
But Paulie E,
Right. He did everything he could for the guy. Sometimes
but if he's the man, the man can make magic happen.
Yeah, but he's not God. Like, come on. But I feel like Bobby Lashley, he just needed one or two more pieces. Because he got the look. He has the physique. He has the athleticism. He just need that person to talk for him and teach him how to be more aggressive. Who do you think? Whatever.
I'm going to go with, it'd be nice to see
Don't
Paul
say Ronda.
And Ronda Rousey. I mean, it makes the perfect sense. She's not the best talker. She's intense. She gets a crowd reaction. It'd be nice to see Paul pair up with a woman. We've seen him do his thing with male superstars.
I give you that part.
So it'd be nice to see him pair himself up with Ronda. She has that whole UFC dynamic, obviously similar to Brock. Like, she's essentially at this point the female Brock. Maybe not in ring ability, but she's basically being booked as the female Brock.
Yeah, but don't you want to give him an actual project that will challenge him?
That's a project. She can't talk on the mic. She's new, and she's a woman.
Yeah,
that's a project.
Yeah, but she's already over without that stuff. So you wouldn't want to give him something challenging?
Brock was already over at that point as well, too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That you want something different. You don't give him the exact same project.
But it's not essentially the same project because now it's a woman, and it's someone who really can't talk on the mic.
Yeah, but I want to see more of a challenge. If I want to choose a woman, right?
I can't think of any woman to pair him up with.
I would say one of the new girls that's in NXT right now. They got quite a few women that just put in there.
Nah, Ronda's it'll work.
She's already prime. She's easy work for him. It's easy work.
Brock was easy work for him.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see something different, more challenging a little bit. Put his brains. He got a lot of brain power.
It'll work with Ronda.
I know, but you don't know if he's gonna work with Bobby. I would like to see him try.
That's gonna be a train wreck.
Nah, I don't think so.
On that note, that is our show.
So you want to ask the listeners?
Not really.
Oh, she don't value your opinion. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wow, throw me under the bus, son. Wow, son.
I'm joking.
Wow.
You're not gonna put them on my side.
Shut up. On that note, that is our show. Please let us know what you think. Who should be Paul Heyman's next client?
Right.
Because clearly, Blue doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, clearly you don't know what you're talking about. You want to put him in the same position he's already been in. But if you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, at The Mixed Tag Show, or on our personal at
Blue Magic Grind.
This is not opposite day anymore.
At Blue Magic Grind or
at Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE. Make sure. Don't start that again. I thought we was over this.
I'm a New Yorker.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Know what I mean?
Don't forget that we have the Sasha Banks t-shirt contest going on right now.
One that Blue is currently wearing, and I am wearing the women's version.
This tag for your friends. Follow the page, like the picture, and we'll make a pic when we hit 500 followers.
That's it.
And that's all it takes.
Don't forget, if you want to buy all your latest merch, head on over to the WWE shop. Use our link provided.
No idea. Let's go.
Provided on our YouTube page or on our social medias.
And also, please look out for the post about the next season of our draft.
Yes.
As we make our choices.
What are we doing for SummerSlam? We're not doing any special shows or anything like that?
Let's talk about it after the show.
Okay, I have work tomorrow, though, so.
You working on a Thursday?
On a Friday?
Friday?
Yeah. I know.
Okay, let's keep it short. We'll keep it short, not too long.
Okay, it's 10:45. On that note,
you can get home like 12.
I don't want to get home at 12.
It's the Mixed Tag Show.
The Mixed Tag Show
with Jenna and Blue.